All right. Well, welcome. It says that we are live on the Google Hangout. So I am here with Ashley Northington from Denor Brands and Public Relations. So excited to
Yay!
have you.
Yay! Thank you for inviting me, Lindsay. I really, really, really appreciate it.
I don't know who would be calling me, but you're more than welcome. So I'm so excited to be able to talk to you. So we're going to go ahead and get started in just a second. But of course, I want to do some preliminary things. I'm going
Okay.
to let Periscope know that we're on. I'm actually going to see if I can shoot you over this link.
Okay.
Um, but while we're doing that, I also just wanted to thank everyone that's tuning in, whether you happen to have been catching us live or whether you're catching our replay broadcast. It's definitely appreciated. I don't know why I can't talk today, but hey, we're going to keep it rolling. Um, I don't know what happened. Ashley, can you still see me?
I hear you.
Okay. I don't know what my computer just did. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to see if I can. There we go. I need to try to work with more than one tab at a time while I'm sending this out. Um, so actually, I think I should probably email you and then send it out, share it on Facebook.
Okay.
So I'm just going to send it to your Gmail. Are you still able to access that one, or do you want me to send it to both?
Um, you can send it to my Gmail account. I can pull it up on my phone.
Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then I'm just going to make a note about it on Facebook that we are live. And then we're going to talk to Periscope and get started. I definitely appreciate you. I'm so excited to do this. I think this is like the first time we are actually seeing each other face to face virtually, or it's either been a while.
I know we've never seen each other in person or either virtually. Like never. The only way I knew what you looked like is through social media channels. So that's
Oh,
amazing, huh?
wow. Right. That's technology for you for sure.
Right.
Because we've actually known each other for a while. Wow.
For sure. Yeah, like in the very, very early days of Denor. Yeah, that's when I first met you. And I can't even remember how we met,
I don't, I
actually.
think maybe I might have just reached out to you on Twitter, or maybe you put that you were looking for interns, I think.
It had it had to have been like it had to have been something social media based. Probably either on Twitter or maybe on Facebook or maybe even in Angie's Women in PR group.
Maybe
Yeah,
so.
it had something like that for sure.
Maybe so, but we've been connected for so long. I didn't even like it didn't matter, it no longer mattered.
Right.
Like, oh, all right. So I have sent it out to Facebook, and I sent it to you, and now I'm just about to hop on Periscope really quick, and then we can get started with the Q&A because I have some
Okay.
questions. So I'm just preparing. Even before this, when I was on Periscope, I saw that someone that I follow, they were on both Periscope and Facebook Live at the same time. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know how they were doing it. Maybe they were on their phone with one and then on their computer with another. I don't know, but it was interesting.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things with a double camera setup, and yeah, you can do a lot with social media. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I just thought that that was interesting. And the same thing, like it's interesting how you can have Periscope and Google Hangout at the same time too. I know I've done it for another one of our webinars, and nobody's emailed me yet. So maybe they can see it from the other link that I sent out.
Yeah, I just shared something, so hopefully it's the right one, something that you just sent out a
Yeah.
minute ago. So hopefully that's the right one.
Yep, I sent the link from the event page, and we're actually live on Periscope. Hey, Periscope. We are just letting you guys know it's Ashley Northington from Denor Brands and Public Relations. Hey, Amor, and myself. So we are actually live via Google Hangout. So if you want to, I'm gonna show you guys the link because I don't think I'm gonna be able to post it, but you definitely are more than welcome to join us on the Google Hangout because we're going to be asking questions, and then of course we'll be sending it out after this as well. So for those of you that can see my screen, if you just go to, I think the actual plus link works though. Let's see if I can see it on here. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay. So the link that I sent you guys actually does work. So you can go to plus dot google.com/ Lindsay Walker PRGDIB to join us for the hangout because it's showing up on the event page. So we're super excited about that. So you guys actually can probably see me talking on Periscope. Hey Katrina, make sure that you head on over again. Here is the link. You guys can screenshot it, and we will go ahead and get started. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna since you guys are on, I'm going to Periscope and Google Hangout for a second, and then we can kind of go from there. So again, this is Ashley Northington. She is the owner. She just celebrated 6 years, which is so awesome. As an entrepreneur, as a publicist, because I was there. Hey, Roslyn, I was there as an intern at the time, which is so funny how everything just comes full circle because now I have my own PR firm and she'll actually be speaking at our brunch. So we will get into that later. But so Ashley, like, tell me how you feel being 6 years into your business. Like, how does that feel?
It feels actually incredible because I never thought that I'd be an entrepreneur. I never thought that I would actually ever be in this space and to actually be in this moment at this specific time in the place where I grew up and started, dreaming my dreams of what I would be as a big girl, as an adult. It's kind of crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for you because like your firm has grown so much in like such a short period of time. You're up for a couple of awards, right? Did I hear you've been nominated for something?
Yes, this has been a tremendous year for me in terms of awards. Now, previously in my career, I've gotten several awards for some of the things that I've done, either as a volunteer, a community person, or as a professional. But this year, I was blessed enough to receive the Mentor or Volunteer of the Year award from the Nashville Business Incubation Center. I got that in January. Most
Congratulations.
recent, and I was named one of Nashville's Black 40 Under 40 award recipients, and we were recognized at a reception last week. And last week on the 7th, which is my company's 6th anniversary date, I was named one of Nashville's Emerging Leader Award finalists. So it's just been a whirlwind of opportunities, a whirlwind of recognition and excited. And I'm just very, very, very grateful and humbled to be in this space right now.
Well, that is amazing. Congratulations on all of your, accolades and your accomplishments, your awards. I know that you're going to get this next award. So I am very, very proud of you for sure. So tell us a little bit about how you got started on your entrepreneurial journey.
Oh gosh. Okay. So way back when, in 2011, I was working for a state agency in one of its top communication positions. And a friend of mine came to me and said, "Hey, you got these skills and you got these talents. I'd love for you to help me with my business." And this person that came to me was one of my best friends now. He's a guy that, you know, made his first $1 million when he was 29 years old. Somebody I looked up to. We shared the same much in common. He had this life. I'd love for you to help me manage that and help me with some of the publicity and brand development. And so I agreed to do that. And it was a great decision. And what ended up happening as a result, like I worked for him for a period of 18 months. And in that time, I just did it out of love because it was something that I enjoyed doing. And it was something that was very, very different from what I was doing in my day job and different from what I was learning, because at the time I was in graduate school too. And so somewhere in the middle of that, it hit me and I thought, holy crap, I can do this same thing for other people and get paid. And so from there, the idea, the seed, if you will, was planted, and I just grew. And then on June the 7th of, I guess it was 2012, 2011 or 2012, I can't remember, but I decided to just go ahead and make it official.
Awesome.
No, it couldn't have been 2012, it had been 2010. But yeah, I just decided to make it official at that point.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Yeah, because I think when I was interning for you, it was 2011, 2012. So
Yeah,
you were already, kind
yeah,
of getting started because we had some projects that we were working on then. So yeah,
yeah.
righty.
I remember some of those projects. Some of those projects in the early days, it's so funny. Like I look back at some of the old emails and some of the inquiries I still get. And it's like, been able to grow so much and move beyond some of that stuff. It's a trip. Like some of the things that we worked on.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Even now, like as I look at, from when I first started.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Lindsay. I've messed up something.
Okay, I think.
Okay.
Um, but no, I was just saying basically in a nutshell, as you grow and you figure out what you like and you don't like, that's what kind of makes it interesting moving forward with choosing the project that you
Right.
want to work on. So yeah. So in your opinion, what does it take? And this is kind of like a twofold question. What does it take to be in the PR industry? And then what does it take to be an entrepreneur?
Mhm. I think what it takes to be in public relations specifically is a willingness to learn and a willingness to be able to serve others and have the knack for communicating individuals, businesses, organizations with audiences in a really unique way. I think that in order to be in public relations, you have to learn to be flexible. So back in the old days, public relations was, sort of very heavily focused on media relations and pitching to the media, which it still is, right? And back in the old days, sort of public relations was in this silo with, events and press conferences and, speeches and, that sort of thing. And marketing was in its own silo with like, how do you actually make money? And then when social media came up, social media was in its own silo and advertising was in its own silo. Well, now the game has changed dramatically. And so, in order to be really successful in public relations, you really need to have an understanding of how advertising works. You really need to have an understanding of how brand strategy and brand management works. You really need to have an understanding about marketing communication and how that works. Because nowadays, people aren't just coming to folks like me because they need to write a press release, and I barely write press releases these days. or because they need me to help post something, some nefarious thing on their Facebook page. They're coming to folks like me because they really, really want a solid communication strategy that wraps around multiple platforms. And so in order to be in this industry, in this age of technology, in this age of social media, in this age of integrated marketing, it's really about understanding how public relations is different and can complement marketing. It is different and can complement brand strategy. And it's different and can complement things like social media or advertising. I'm not saying that you have to be a Jack or Jane of all trades, but it's really about understanding how all of those worlds work together and where you can really, really find your niche to shine. So I think it's totally about flexibility, totally about understanding, and totally about like figuring out how to connect people with a unique audience across multiple platforms. And that's more than just digital. That's also in person too, because the world is not just digital. We actually do things in real life, right?
Yeah.
And so on the entrepreneurship piece, I think that what it takes to be an entrepreneur, especially in this day and this time, is a little bit of insanity, right? Because, I always say that being an entrepreneur is this constant test to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so it's like, well, what does that mean? So, I think that right now, being a business owner, being an entrepreneur is sort of like, the cool hip thing to do. It's exciting. It's almost like building a brand, how building a brand is like the trendy thing to do. Also, owning a business is sort of very trendy. And so in that trendy space, entrepreneurship is sort of romanticized. It's like, oh, I have complete time flexibility, and oh, I can go to the beach if I want to, and oh, I'm the boss, and it's all these like very ego centered things. It's like I don't answer to anybody, but that is the complete opposite of what real entrepreneurship is. I don't go around posting a whole bunch of hashtags and wearing clothing that says hashtag boss lady, hashtag CEO. On my business card, it doesn't say I'm the president, CEO, and founder of anything. Although that may be true, that's not what I have, because that doesn't matter. Entrepreneurship is about servant leadership. It's all about how I can use my unique gifts and talents in a cool way to help other people shine in ways that they don't know how. And it's about inspiring other people to get on my team and get excited about what it is I have to do, get excited about what my ideas are, and how we can work together to make them prosper. But really at the core, so entrepreneurship at its core is about leadership. The process of being an entrepreneur is that you have to have a thick skin. You have to figure out, you have to know that everything isn't going to be easy. It's not about like having this 4-hour work week, no matter what Tim Ferriss says. Some of us, there are very few of us that get to have 4-hour work weeks. It's not about like being the boss or not answering to anybody or, setting your own schedule. It's really about using your gift to help other people. And in that process, it's not always going to be easy. You're not going to make millions of dollars immediately. It's a struggle sometimes. And, for me, it's not even about all the external things. It's about the psychological piece of like, can I withstand this? Can I do this another year? Can I do this another 6 months? Do I have what it takes? Am I charging my worth? Am I even worth it? I have to, deal with that. So it's like I have to have so to be an entrepreneur, you have to have a strong mind. You have to have, you have to love yourself first, because if you don't love it yourself, you can't make other people love it to make them want to pay you. And it's just about, learning to withstand all of the challenges. And if you think that your idea, your business, your model is that awesome, then you have to get comfortable with weathering the storm, no matter how bad it gets. And so to be an entrepreneur, and I say this and I'm gonna stop talking. I can ramble, I can go on and on and on. But you have to, for Denor, I'd run through a brick wall on my feet. I just take off running through a brick wall. And I do that without question, because that's how much I believe in what it is I'm doing. And so if you're not willing to run through a brick wall without armor, then you probably don't need to be, for your idea, then you probably don't need to be an entrepreneur. It's like you have to be like the most stubborn person ever to like keep going even after you get knocked down, over and over and over and over and over again. It's just a thick skin of tenacity that you have to embody.
Yeah, that's very true. Whenever I'm on, Periscope, I always try to let people know that I believe that you have to have tons and tons and tons of faith when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And for me, that means faith in Christ because, listen, there will be some days that you just want to cry on the floor and quit and say, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? Like, what is this all for? And then there will be some times where you're just like, yay, everything's great, woohoo, and so you can't allow yourself to get caught up in that sort of wayward storm, if you will. Like, you can't bounce when everything is up and down. You can't be up and down. You have to stay strong, like you were saying before. And I'm still on Periscope, but I'm trying to, there we go, get my technology piece together. Okay, there we go. But yeah, you have to stay strong. And so with that being said, so what are some obstacles that you had to face trying to run your own PR firm, trying to be an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
Yeah. So for me, my challenges never really lied in like the actual work. So it's not like, can I write a blog post or a press release, or can I put together a banging event? That's not it. The biggest challenges for me involved me, because I now am solely responsible for things that I do. So if I do something great, I get the glory. But if I do something really bad and I fail, then I get all the consequences that come from that. And it can be mentally straining experience and to endure. And so for me, my biggest challenge was learning how to not be so hard on myself and to not stress out as much. Because as somebody that worked in all these different jobs before, I had a great career as a professional, and I became a bit of a perfectionist, right? And so I would teeter along with things for hours and hours, or days and days, or weeks and weeks, or months and months, until I thought it was perfect and ready to go. Luxury to do that now. So now my thing is, done is better than perfect, and sometimes that done is not going to get me like a lot of glory. It may cause me some headache, but it's okay if I make a bad decision because I can learn from it. But in that process of making mistakes and failing a whole bunch, I had to learn how to not beat myself up over it, and learn that no matter if I fall, it's okay. Because if I fall at 12 o'clock, at 12:01, I can get up and try to figure it out so that I can succeed at 12:02. You know what I mean? So it's just learning how to not kill myself or beat myself up, over small stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would think, like, especially for people that are in service-based businesses, or those that are interested in being in service-based businesses, especially if you are a solopreneur, like, that can be the most fearful thing, because it's like there is no chain of command to go through. They're talking directly to you if they're happy, and they're talking directly to you if they are upset or if anything goes wrong. And so, just kind of like you said, it's important for you to kind of, in a sense, move out of your own way so that you can get to the bigger picture instead of worrying about, oh my gosh, well, this client isn't happy. Well, if they leave, then what happens? And no, you're
Right.
taking yourself way down when you just need to focus on, sometimes just the here and now. Um,
Right.
so give us a glimpse of like what your life is like on a daily basis as an entrepreneur, as a publicist.
Oh wow. My life is crazy. So because I do so much, and I'm a manager of people, I'm a motivator of people, an energizer of brains, if you will. My days are very, very different. I have created what I call my ideal week. Okay. And inside of my ideal week, I do certain things on certain days. So like for Mondays, for me, that's when I sit down and I had to go through all of my accounting stuff. So I'm going through QuickBooks. I'm setting up proposals to go out or estimates. I'm filing receipts. Checking my like contractors' time, paying bills. I'm doing all kind of administrative financial stuff on Mondays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm meeting with clients, I'm networking, making appointments with potential clients, I'm following up on leads to make sure that my business grows. Then on Wednesdays, I split the day. Wednesdays, I'll focus on how I'm going to actually market and position the company. And then that's when I actually sit down and do client work or check client work. And then on Fridays, it's a mixture of talking about marketing, doing client work, and meeting with new or potential clients. And so I try my best to stay in that, according to that schedule. Sometimes I get a little bit off track, but most of the time, that's what I'm doing. So on a Tuesday or a Thursday, that's what I'm doing. I also try to limit my phone calls. So I used to, back in the days, I used to talk on the phone a lot. I don't talk on the phone a lot now anymore. Now, if you want to speak to me, regardless of who you are, father, boyfriend, whomever, you have to basically schedule a time to talk to me, because calls are distractions. And because I have to I take control of that by decreasing the amount of phone calls I receive. Somebody else answers my phone throughout the day, or my machine will get it. Um, and I never check my voice messages either, which is probably bad, because I just figure they'll call back. But the days are different. It just really depends on what day of the week it is, and then what client work we're working on, or what new thing I'm rolling out. We have the Live Your brand, which is all about helping aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs grow their businesses and put their ideas into action. And then we're about to launch some new and exciting stuff with that soon. We just rolled out a podcast. So on Fridays, I try to record, my podcast, which is audio, that come out every Thursday. We're getting ready for a digital conference at the close to the end of the year. So it just depends on what projects we have going, but it's never the same. It's never monotonous. It's always changing and forever evolving, for sure.
Well, let me just say that is an awesome ideal week. My week definitely doesn't go anything like that. So I commend you for having your ideal week and for actually sticking to it, because I know that sometimes it can get hectic if you have various client accounts to handle and you have, various things that you're, trying to get done, and then, you'll look up and on Mondays, instead of you doing accounting work, it'll be, oh, I got to get this done for this client, especially if they're on a deadline,
Right.
so definitely if you're able to stick 9 times out of 10 to your ideal week, that is amazing.
Well,
um
it's about training the people. You know what I mean? Like my clients pretty much know that I'm only going to talk to them either on Tuesday or Thursday. So when somebody signs up for the door, they get this welcome email, and then I tell them what their time to talk to me is. Either it's going to be on Tuesday or Thursday. There's a certain time slot there. If it's outside of that, you know, if I can do it, I can do it. If I can, because see, what I learned is that I used to run a business that thrived on chaos, and I can't deal with chaos if I'm going to maximize each and every single one of my minutes. So I had to get really serious about my time management. And because I had to get really, really serious about my time management, that means that I had to tell other folk how they were going to respect my time too. And it's not like, oh, you can't call me. You can call me. I may not answer. It may take me an hour or two to get back to you. You can text me, you can email me, but it's really all about having, you know, that expectation set in the beginning. And for the folks that work with me, that work on my team, they know that they're only going to touch bases with me once, maybe twice a week. I can't follow up with them every single day. So it would be different if I was an independent contractor and people just hired me on a one-off basis to do this stuff. But because I have aspirations of actually running an enterprise, I have to actually run the enterprise. And I can't be sitting at my desk 90 hours a week piddling away on client stuff. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't get more of the pie that way. You have to get more of the pie by actually exploring it. And that's what I try to do and create that ideal week for.
Yeah, well, that is awesome. I'm going to try. So you just challenged me.
You should.
I'm going to try to, after one of our clients is going to, they just got selected to be a part of the American Black Film Festival premiere. So their movie's premiering this week. So I can't do it this week, but after this week, I'm definitely going to try and put together my ideal week and really, really get some laser focusing in on some things that I need to get done outside of client stuff and just work on that stuff. So I'll let you know how that goes. So the last question that I have, and then I don't know, I am actually still periscoping this, but what I probably will do is hang up on this particular periscope and then do another one, because we can probably do a Q&A either on periscope or even if you want to check and see, you know, what your Facebook page looks like, and then we can kind of fill that out from there. So the last question is, any advice for aspiring entrepreneurs or current entrepreneurs that may be struggling in their businesses or struggling to get started? Because I know that a lot of people, they have these great ideas, you know, these great notions that they thought of, and they're just sitting on them. And so what I kind of want to do as a part of PR Girls Do a Better Weekend, I said that when you attend and when you leave the conference, I want it to be so on fire that if you've been struggling with your business, or if you know, are struggling to start, that you just leave with the wherewithal to get started. So what advice do you have?
Right. Okay. So I love that question. So the first thing I want to say is that, like, everybody in the world, like, has like all these great ideas. Ideas come a dime a dozen. Ideas are nothing without execution. If you have a business idea, it's just an idea. It's not a business. Okay. It's just some fleeting thought that you had. Right. So what I have a workshop. So, you know, as I told you before about the Live Your Brand movement, if you will. Live Your Brand is all about helping those aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs take these big, huge, audacious goals, these dreams, and translate those dreams into goals, and then taking those goals and putting them into action steps. I host an event annually called Dream It, Live It. So at the root of Live Your Brand is action, right? So it's about taking whatever you have and putting it into action. And so my advice is to have people, whatever their big, hairy, audacious thing is, write that down on paper, okay? So if that is to launch a hair care line, or to develop a t-shirt brand, whatever that is, put that down on paper. And then I want you to think of 4 to 8 things that you would have to accomplish in order to make that happen. So whatever those 4 things are, okay? Like get a business license or find a location or find a t-shirt, whatever whatever those 4 to 8 things are, okay? And then under each of those 4 to 8 things, I want you to write down 4 to 5 action steps that you would take in order to achieve that goal. Okay. And I want you to put a date. Like, so this has to be done by X date. Okay. So you got this big dream. You've broken that big dream down into 4 to 8 action steps, 4 to 8 goals that you have to accomplish or to reach the dream. And then you take those goals and break those goals down into action steps and put a date next to each one. And then just make somebody nominate your best friend, your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, BFF, whomever. Nominate somebody as your accountability partner, and then share with them your list of things that you have to do, and make them follow up with you on a weekly basis to see if you've done it. So my advice is to take that thing out of idea mode, get that thing out of your brain, write the vision, make it plain, and get into action. Things don't happen just because you think it or just because you want to will it so. Things happen because you actually do it. So my advice is to get up, respective bottoms, and get you moving. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. That was great advice. So for those of you that are watching, you heard it. Make sure that you get off of your respective bottoms and get to work. Write down your 4 to 8 steps and just get it done, because it is all about the
Grind it out.
execution. Yeah, it's all about the execution process, and I really like what you said about time management, because that's very key as well. Making sure that you're paying attention to what you're giving your time to, what you're giving your energy to, and then whatever is not serving you, whatever is not serving your purpose or your dream or your business, eliminate it so that you can move forward at a quicker pace. I am,
Right.
you guys that are watching on Periscope, I'm going to hop off, but I am going to be right back onto Periscope to see if we have anybody that wants to do a Q&A. And Ashley, you can probably see what your Facebook looks like and then go from there.
Okay. So I'm supposed to look at my Facebook page.
Yeah,
See
just in case
something.
if anybody has like any comments or, whatever, and then just kind of go from there.
Okay,
And
perfect.
then I'm going to, I'm setting up this Periscope now. This is the most interesting hangout that I've done on air, but we're kind of free flowing it, but it's okay. So we are getting this together. So the Periscope, I guess maybe I can say Ask Ashley. That's kind of cute. Maybe you should use that as a
Ask Ashley.
yeah,
Yes.
Ashley. Um,
Yeah, I want to say this other thing about time management while you're doing that, because I know we're live. Um, there are 5 ways that an entrepreneur can choose to spend their time.
before
The first way,
say that, I actually going to
okay,
make that the Periscope handle, because I think that that'll definitely just
okay,
so 5 ways for
entrepreneurs can spend their time.
5 ways that entrepreneurs can spend their time. Okay, 1 second. Sorry I interrupted you, but I just know that it's going to be good. Um, let's see. Okay, so Ashley is just about to tell us 5 ways that entrepreneurs can choose to spend their time.
Yes. Okay. So, time management is key. Okay, and to anything that you do. So the first way is, so people say that time is money, and it is. I don't believe that. I don't buy into the narrative that time is money, because we only have a certain finite amount of time in a day, and so that means that we would only be able to make as much money as there were time. Um, and I don't. So I want to make more money than I have time. So, but that's another conversation for a different day. But because our time is so important, we have to focus on maximizing the people, the individuals around us, and we have to maximize our systems so that we get the most out of every single minute. With that being said, I've discovered that there are 5 ways that we can spend our time. The first way is on activities that directly earn us income. So if you're selling books, whatever activity it is going to get you a sale of that book, that's one way. Okay. The second way is activities that set us up to make money future. Okay. So that's like if you're doing marketing or strategy or planning. The third way is education. So that is like learning a new thing, or maybe sitting down with your accountant and learning new numbers. So education based stuff. Um, the fourth way is revitalization. Okay. And so that's like when you need to exercise, or when you need to eat, or when you need to sleep. So those are the real vitalization piece, are the things that replenish your spirit. Okay. Replenish you, give you energy to sustain and energy to keep going. And then the fifth way is wasting money or wasting time. So making bad decisions. Okay. And we all have stuff in that category. So for somebody like me, I have decided to assign a dollar amount to each of my minutes, right? So, each of my minutes, let's just say, for example, if each of my minutes cost $5, right? And I track all of my time. So every hour of my day is blocked and tracked. So I know exactly what I did last Tuesday, because I can go in my project management system and it tells me did. Okay. So if I track all my time and I know that I spent $600 making bad decisions or wasting money, then I know that I probably, and I probably missed out on $300,000. If we want to say that time is money, in this instance, we'll go with that. I'll explain it later in this book that I'm writing. But if we want to say that time is money, um, then we can put a dollar amount on our time. And so based on how we spend our time, I think is a predictor of how successful we will be in business. So if we spend our time doing a whole bunch of revitalization stuff like sleeping, eating, exercising, maybe we won't be as successful as someone who has only spent like 8 or 10 hours a day doing that stuff, or maybe 6 hours a day. Or maybe if we spend all of our time in education and not actually doing the activities that make money, we're not going to be successful as business owners. Or if we spend a ton of time in activities that set us up to make money in the future without actually executing, we're still not going to be as successful. Or if we don't leverage any of that time and we think that we can do it all ourselves, we're still probably going to fail. So the key to being successful as it relates to time management is figuring out how you're spending your minutes. Minutes into those 5 categories. Is it activities that make money? Activities going to set me up to make money? Is it educational? Is it revitalization? Or am I making bad decisions or wasting money? Whatever what those 5 categories are, figure out where you're spending your time and then make adjustments so that you can earn more success, whether that's financial whether that's emotional, whatever success looks like for you. But I really think that you can directly track the health of your business based on how you spend your time and how you leverage the people around you. So
Good.
in the future, I'm writing this book. I'm writing it now, and it's the bulb theory, and it's called How to Maximize People and Time so that you shine brightly. And so that's what it's all about, like as a leader, as an entrepreneur, how you leverage people, systems, individuals, and how you leverage your time in order to get success.
That is awesome. I know that I definitely cannot wait to read that book because you are just dropping jewels over here and it is so awesome. And it causes you to think about things in a different way. And that just goes back to entrepreneurs. When you jump into this, it takes a different mindset. And not only does it take a different mindset, but it takes you understanding that when you first start, sometimes we just think, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to make all this money. Or, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to build my brand. I'm going to be popping on Instagram, but as you grow, your thought process begins to shift and it allows you to mature into the proper entrepreneurship mindset that you need to have. So I can't wait to read your book. Again, thank you so very much for tuning in with us. Our time is just about wrapped up, but I definitely want to let all of you guys know that are watching on Google Hangout and on Periscope that Ashley will be one of our phenomenal speakers for the brunch. So that's Sunday, August 7th, but the entire weekend is August 5th through the 7th, and the tickets are on sale now. It's $90 for the entire weekend. You can go to www.prgirlsdoitbetterweekend.com. So I absolutely positively cannot wait, Ashley, to see you in person and to hug you. I owe you a big hug because I have not actually seen you outside of this and outside of social media. So just to be able to, thanks Brittany, to be able to connect with you, and physically be in the same space at the same time is going to be awesome. So thank you for those of you that are watching. My apologies for the delay and the technical disconnect, but we are having another PR Girls Do It Better Google Hangout on Thursday with Kelly F. Kelly from Kelly Brand Brand Communication. So that one will be a great insight into being a publicist, being an entrepreneur, and Kelly is also a new mom. So we are excited to talk to her about that journey and how that fits into entrepreneurship, because I cannot imagine right now what that even looks like. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Ashley, we appreciate you. And for those of you that did not catch us live, I believe that Ashley is going to send out a link to her network, and I'm sending out a link to my network along with some of the nuggets that she gave, because it even has me thinking about how to restructure this ideal week and how to get better at this whole time management thing. So yes, we are in it to win it, and thank you guys, and thank you, Ashley.
You are very, very, very welcome.
All righty, so I am going to stop the broadcast, and if my mouse stops acting up, but yeah, I'm going to stop the broadcast, and we will go from there. So I will see you guys on Thursday, and I'll send out that information as well. Bye, everyone.